If I wasn't contributing financially to our home, would you lose respect for me? Will you say, what kind of husband is this? What kind of husband is this? I'm the one, you are driving the car. Do you know how the fuel is entering this car? Do you know the cost of gearbox? I think I should start this podcast with a song.
Okay.
I don't want to stay at home. I want to go out and capture the world for you. I don't want to stay at home. I want to be with you. Yeah.
You don't want to stay at home. You want to go out and capture the world.
Yeah,
But
then I still want to be with you.
Oh, wow. Make up your mind.
Is that a confused man?
Make up your mind.
So do you prefer a stay-at-home husband while you do all the fighting in the marketplace?
Me, as a woman.
Yeah. You, like, how do you think women respond to a man that wants to be home? Traditionally, people just believe that, okay, it's a woman's place to do all the home stuff, blah, 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 and blah. But these days, like, roles are changing, roles are shifting. But what do you think about a stay-at-home dad?
Well, I think that right now, you can be an entrepreneur and still work from home.
Okay.
In the sense that you can coordinate your business wherever you are.
Yes.
On the plane.
Yes.
In the house, in an office, anywhere.
Yes.
So being a stay-at-home dad is not really a stay-at-home dad if you have something doing.
What of being a stay-at-home dad and doing the stay-at-home things? Because, for example, now, there are some things I don't like to do. Like, you already know, if it's laundry, I love to do laundry. I love to mop. I don't love to cook. I used to necessarily cook before we got married. I know I did more cooking before marriage than you ate more of my food before marriage.
I ate more of your food.
Yes,
please don't cast me here. Where did I eat more of your food?
Yes, I used to cook for you now. I used to
sleep in your house?
No, you never slept in my house, but I used to cook for you.
When I come to visit, let's just clarify that.
No, of course now.
I thought they say, I demand they regularly cook for the woman.
Maybe I used to do breakfast in bed.
No.
No, I never really did that.
I'm not that girl.
But like, it's just amazing how things are changing, right? Like, men staying home, women going to work. Because before you even continue, I remember the time when the initial part of our marriage, you used to do a lot of stay at home. I used to go out. I used to work like in a government office at the time. And sometimes I come back home. Some days you are excited, some days you are not. Some other times you feel like maybe I'm having the best time of my life because I go out. Then other times I come home. You could be grumpy at times. You could be chill at times, and all that. Yeah, but just flip it. Imagine you were in my shoes and I used to stay at home. Then you come home and you're like, oh, the dishes have not been done. The clothes have not been washed. Look at the kids, they are so unkept. They are running around in the entire place. Just look at the bathroom, look at imagine that kind of a scenario. Like, how would you think a woman should, like, deal with a man who works from home while she's, like, doing all the high flyer stuff in her career?
So he's a stay-at-home dad, but he's working from home.
Not necessarily that he's
not working. His work is the homework.
His work is the homework. I don't plan to be a stay-at-home dad anyways, even though I work from home a lot of times.
Yeah.
But I still get my, I didn't want to use the S word, but I still do my stuff. I still get my stuff done.
So, first of all, getting married to a man that is a stay-at-home dad in the sense that he wants to or he enjoys staying at home, or probably he has not gotten something to do and you've gotten something to do, and so you are going out while
he's just the way you say housewife.
He's a house dad.
He's a house dad.
And he loves it.
Yes.
And he takes care of the children.
Yes.
He bathes them. He cleans the house. He cooks. Everything that a woman should do, he does it while she goes to work. And that's the understanding in the marriage.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
That is their understanding.
But I don't really think any man can. I don't know. I really don't know. But
because I know I've heard Reverend Sam speak about like some people that and Nigerians that travel abroad, and when they're abroad, probably the wife is the one that gets the job from here. Immediately they get there, she goes straight into work mode, and then the man is the one at home. And because bringing in like a help there is expensive, then he's the one doing like the cleaning, the dishes, getting the children back from school and all that. And that's just the understanding.
But is a woman wired?
The thing is that it's not for life, it's just for that phase in the marriage.
Even in phases, there are some times that, and I have to be very frank with you, there are some times that I'm like, I know that, okay, my wife has the funds to do this thing, but I'm like, I must do it. Even though sometimes you'd be like, just relax. This thing we're in it together, but there's somewhere in my mind that feels that the day I sleep on some of those core traditional responsibilities that a man is supposed to handle, I just feel that something might shift in you that I'm not aware of. Like, it's just...
And I now become a lion.
Like, you now become a lion. Like, you now start dictating. You now become somebody that I never really imagined you would become. Yes. So I think that's the danger for stay-at-home dads. If you're a man and man, you love the children, you love this, you love that, then one of these days you now realize that you've done all of that for a woman to rise in her career, and you necessarily don't have anything to rise to beyond the fact that maybe your children acknowledge that you've been the one and you've been there for them. Doesn't mean the man lacks the drive. Like, what would really make a man, just chill at home?
I don't think that one person should totally give up their life for another person.
Oh, wow.
For me, no.
I'm happy you are saying that.
What I think is that we can have it all, we can achieve it all if we have some level of understanding.
Okay.
In the sense that, for example, if maybe the woman is the one going to work and she has to be doing some like kind of thing like that, the man, instead of just like staying at home, sweeping, cleaning, he can say, maybe while I'm doing all these things, I want to be a social media influencer.
Okay.
Doing so,
and he has some level of drive and passion.
So that's still something that he's doing. But for somebody to see a man in that role, it's rare for a man to be in that role. And so if his handle on Instagram, social media, everything is stay-at-home dad, and he's doing everything, and he's saying he's happy doing it, and he's happy to see his children go to school, come back, and he's taking care of them, helping them with their lessons, and he's vlogging that whole process. People start watching him. He's an influencer. That's just one example.
Okay.
Another example is he can say, okay, yes, I'm at home, I'm doing all this, but I want to go into e-commerce while the children are in school. Why don't I do this? Or he's saying, oh, I'm at home. During that period, while they're not there, let me drop lessons. Since I studied biology and I love biology, let me drop
some biology lessons
for
online.
children that need. So you're not totally shutting down your life because you're at home. You are still doing something. For example, when you explained I used to go to work and I used to be at home, it was during that period of staying at home that I mastered my skills as an entertainment lawyer.
Yeah.
It was within that period of staying at home that I did my master's.
Yeah.
It was within that period of staying at home that I did most of the stuff that I did. That I did online.
A husband that supported that whole.
Of course, that is like.
I needed to just add it.
That is like the.
Let it not just be that you were just doing things.
No, what I'm trying to explain
because
is,
wait. the engine room. The support system that fueled that entire process was one man right here, doing the best that he could to make sure that even if his wife was at home, he was powering the system that was powering the wife.
Hallelujah.
Yeah, true.
So my point is that can work vice versa.
Okay.
In the sense that at the point where the woman is doing that stuff, the man is not just, he's still doing something economically advantageous. Whether the economic value starts coming at that time or it starts coming in the future.
What if he's not doing something economical? Why must you add something? He must be doing something economically viable.
Because that's what.
Is it because of the fact that women, after a while, there exists the possibility that they could begin to lose respect for a man who is not contributing financially to his home.
So let me address that point.
If I wasn't contributing financially to our home, would you lose respect for me? Will you say, what kind of husband is this? What kind of husband is this? I'm the one, you are driving the car. Do you know how the fuel is entering this car? Do you know the cost of gearbox?
How will you say that?
No, Julie, you don't know what some husbands are facing in their home. So you've not seen cases where a man will just go to supermarket, a stay-at-home dad. He will go to supermarket with the car. The wife will use the spare key to come and remove the car and take it back home. He said, no, don't drive. What happened to Keke Napep? Must you drive car? What happened? Do you know how much is liter of petrol?
I don't know about all those stories because I don't follow those stories. But sorry, my dear. There's this story that I learned about like an irresponsible stay-at-home guy. Mm-hmm. He wasn't necessarily bringing resources home and all that. He was just home, do few chores here and there. The wife would go out, kill all the lions and bring all the game back home. After a while, she didn't really see the need, or it was also affecting him that when he needs money, he has to ask the woman. The woman will now say things like, okay, how much do you need? I cannot give you this 500K you're talking about. Let me give you 100K. The woman say, but I know that you have 1 million. Why will you give me 100K? Like an entitled man. And in fact, the worst kind of man is an entitled man that is a stay-at-home man. Because if you need to get your money, man, you have to go make that. That's my thinking. I just feel that it's totally out of place. And of course, that marriage, it didn't last. They had to go their separate ways. The woman comes back from work, there is no food. The guy is watching news, CNN, playing games,
tying his wrapper. And I think along the line, he was able to understand the wife's timing. So he was now bringing chicks home. When the woman goes to work, he's walking out.
That one is just a family that does not have direction and does not have this thing. Because just to go back to the point where you asked the question that why did I need to add economically?
Yeah. It would be good to hear from you.
Yes, why did I have to add economically?
Must a man bring money to the table?
That was one. And then you also asked that respect. Is it still going to be there?
Yeah.
First of all, I'm just answering it from my own perspective, not that I'm answering it
for every other woman out there.
Other person. So for me, at the point when I didn't have anything doing, and you were the one doing everything, I had the option, like other women that I know, to just stay at home and just wait for you. Anything you bring, I manage it. At the point where I decided to start pushing myself to learn, with your guidance and advice and encouragement and support. Yes, of
very
course.
Important.
At the point where I started doing all those things, I was not doing it because I was doing it with the future in mind.
Wow.
Because I just had that thing in my mind telling me that you can be more, opportunities can come, and you need to prepare yourself for those opportunities. So because I'm giving birth at home, doing these things now, doesn't mean that I should not prepare myself. So that was the major drive. Also, the fact that I knew the family I was coming from as a first child. I knew that I could not put that responsibility at that time on you. I needed to push myself to also encourage those that were coming after me. So even though I was at home, I still had to do things. Yes. So for a man now, it's not necessarily that he has to bring money to the table at once. No. But he just needs to have that mentality that I'm more. There's just something more about me. And so once a woman is seeing that you are pushing, you might have not gotten everything, but she's seeing that, he's really pushing himself, that I'm more. That thing that he's looking for might not come that day. But because he has positioned himself in every way for that thing, it will be made available. And then for the part of somebody respecting and all that, the thing is that there are some times that the woman that you are saying is not respectful, the way she's talking to you, at that point when it's like she has money, it's not different from how she was talking to you before when you had the money.
Okay.
But because now she has the money, somehow the man is now seeing it differently.
Okay.
Like, she's now very rude. But
sometimes is it even a woman's money? Is it your money?
Here now.
The fact that you're making the fact that a woman is making money, does it make it her money?
Of course it's not.
Thank you. Give me 5.
You're not. But the point I'm trying to make,
I get your point. But I just wanted to let people hear the other points.
No. All right. But the point I'm trying to make is that if you really sit a man down and you ask that man that, this your wife, not that you're saying that she's rude to you because she's having money, blah, 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 blah. The way she's talking to you now,
is it different?
Is it really different from how she was talking to you before?
For some women, it could be different.
For some women, it could be different.
Some boss women.
While for some women, it might not really be different. The only thing now is that because the woman is now making money, automatically, even those things that she was doing before that, to him, it was nothing. He never have the time to even process. There's a way that a man will be busy. Even if a woman should just give like a sarcastic comment or something, he did not even hear because he's thinking about how to send the next memo to his boss.
Yeah.
So he's not even.
But now he has time.
But now he has time to process everything. Like, it's just like how we were just sitting down like with some grandparents like some weeks back, and something happened, and the man said, "Hey, now you've had your scapegoat to be talking because now they are old." So the same thing that the woman used to say when they were young, that he did not have time because he was rushing to work. Now he knows how to count everything that the grandma is saying. So now the grandpa knows it because he has that time to process it. Yeah. So sometimes, like the woman that you are saying has changed or something. She's
really just still being herself.
She's still that same woman that has been raking since. Yeah, but now because you have time, you now have time to process.
But the thing I will add is, for every man out there, I'm not saying that money defines all men, but there's just that thing in some kind of men that I know that there are a lot of irresponsible men out there, a whole lot of irresponsible men out there. And for you men, if you are one of those irresponsible men, this is after watching this podcast, today is the day. Today is the last day that you are permitted to be an absentee father in the life of your wife and your children. But aside that, I just strongly believe that every man has to put his effort in the game, in the game of life. You're supposed to be leading from the front. I'm not saying being a stay-at-home dad is like you leading from behind. No. I'm only saying that no matter what it is, you should be able to show that reflection of what it means to be a man. A lot of meanings these days. But aside that, what it means to be able to strive towards something, there should be something that you should be able to show your kids that, okay, if you add this, and this, over time, you're going to get this kind of a result. But just being that kind of in a laissez-faire manner, and expecting that your wife is going to get out there, going to fight all the battles, and you're just going to be at home, that's totally unacceptable. Before we wrap this up and before you add your comments, there used to be this story of this guy who was like, he must marry a rich lady. He was a laid-back guy, and he was a cute guy. I think we were doing youth service at the time. He used to drive one Toyota Camry, pencil light Toyota Camry. I can remember. The color is, I won't mention the color in case he's watching this video. But the reality is that, how do you even start out life thinking that your wife must be rich? But it's not a bad idea, because I know guys that they're like, I cannot marry a lady that is not rich. The same way we used to believe that ladies are the ones that used to have those thought patterns. A lot of guys still have, I don't know if it's the woke culture, but you now find men, part of the criteria is she must have a job. In fact, some will say she must be rich. Some will say she must have a house. So but I don't get it. Yeah.
For me, I feel when they say, man, know thyself, I think it's very important. If I know that I am laid back or I am lazy, especially economically, except I want to suffer, there's nothing that should make me marry someone that is laid back
and lazy and poor too.
No.
Okay.
Because you need someone that is like the opposite of who you are to even pull you from where you are. Because the truth is that the person might never be able to pull you. But at least you've secured the future of children. In the sense that, if as a woman now, I know that somehow I've tried. I don't know how to keep a job. I don't know how to work. I don't know how to. No. I've tried. It does not used to work. If somehow God has blessed me, maybe with beauty or something that is attractive, and now I have suitors like 5, there's nothing that should make me to go for somebody that is also... Like, I'm not saying he's rich, but someone that is also just laid back.
Yeah.
I have to go for somebody that is more active.
But I've seen cases where... I've seen cases where, like, for partners now, for example, you find out that you have a woman who is like a level 7 leader, 7 out of 10. She marries a guy who is a level 2 leader. Guess what happens? He brings her to level 2. He brings her... It happens. So
are you saying move with your match?
I'm just saying that because of the way our society is crafted, a lot is changing. But because of the way our society is crafted, it's always better that it's still a woman that chooses a man. A man can say, okay, I love you. If you don't love him, there's nothing he can do. You understand? So in you as a woman making that choice, you have to make that choice on the precondition that you have somebody who can pull you up. I'm not necessarily talking about the economic ladder, but somebody who can pull you up intellectually, motivationally, if that word exists, and in other spheres of life,
Let me
basically.
give this example. So there is something that there was like a couple that I observed. So this couple, like, the woman is very intellectual.
Yeah.
The man is more spiritual. But the woman was like more of like the kind of person that was climbing, moving fast and all. But that synergy and that support was actually there. So at some point, you now see that even though she's on this career side and she's rising, the man is on this spiritual side. But he's also like... He's also rising and everything. So at the end, there are some times that you watch the family and you see that it's the woman that is maybe really holding it. But sometimes, like, the man will have like a major break that is the man that will now hold it. But that's the thing about marriage for me. I think it's like a partnership. You understand? That somebody is not like in the career line doesn't mean a person will not be successful.
Yeah.
The person can be in ministry, the person can be in business, the person can still have like a very big break.
Yeah.
So, but if like that understanding is there. Maybe today now is the woman, she has been promoted, everything, the man celebrates with her, they use the money, they invest, blah, 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 and everything. Maybe after 2-3 years, she's having issues with that, her office, and she's trying to now apply to another office. Maybe they even sacked her or something. At that point now is the man's ministry and the money that is holding the family. And then she's able to now get something else. It's
marry your friend, guys. Marry your friend.
What does marry your friend mean?
Marry your friend is just marry somebody that you can say, okay, I have this person's back. That's how I look at it. Like, I'm there for you. I will be there for you. I would support you. I would encourage you. I would motivate you. I would inspire you. I will propel you. I will make sure that you are climbing. I would accelerate your path. Like, marry somebody that you can invest yourself into. You know,
and the person will proportionately invest themselves.
Yeah, don't go marry a gula. You know, a gula.
Who is a gula?
A gula is a gula. Don't go marry what does Reverend Sam call it? A bozo. Yeah, don't go marry a bozo and expect that maybe after 3 years in marriage, the bozo now becomes a Boaz. And I feel that women instinctively know a man who is going to deal with them in the future. You know.
And I think that a woman also knows like a man that would propel her. For example, just to give one example, I know that when I met you and I told you like the things I wanted to achieve, for me, like those were like long-term goals. Yeah. But there was something that you told me, you were like, you can achieve this in 3 years. Yeah. And for me, like I was like, oh my God, like
Was that what did it for you? Was that?
Yes.
That was what made you say yes?
For me, no, like
a lot of other things.
But I liked you, down, like that one was already
established.
Oh, wow, nice, so I liked you already.
I'm encouraged.
And
even with my 6-pack now, I know
You've always had that.
I have not always had it.
You have always had it.
I've not always
You've
had
always
it.
had
I've not always had anything.
Anyway, I liked you already.
You know, women tend to like, especially married women, you know that your husband's tummy is getting big, but you keep telling him, I like you, like, you are the best husband in the world. Let me tell men out there, women do that thing so that you don't become attractive to other women.
Do you want to be attractive to other women?
I just want to be attractive generally.
To God. To God.
I want to look good. I want to feel good. I want to, you know this guy, what's this guy? People have a lot of things against him. I can't remember his name, but he's one of these, I think he's like a dual citizenship guy. He's from one of these Eastern European countries. Is it Nate or something? I can't remember his name, but he's like an online sensation guy. You know, you see this six-pack, you see the luxury cars, you see all of those things. Like, he's always balling. And I think that he doesn't necessarily do the chasing, like women chase on him. I
don't know why a pastor should be talking about chasing.
No, we are just gisting.
You should not be excited about somebody chasing and somebody not. You should not be excited.
You know, I'm just thinking of when I was.
You should not even think about that. You should be thinking about other things, territories, businesses.
Oh, we are taking territories for Jesus.
Chasing women, chasing.
No, but you know it was gist. We're just like communicating.
So, like, I already liked you.
Yeah.
But the fact that what would necessarily threaten another person to say, she's too ambitious for you were like, that's achievable in 3 years. So I think that for women, sometimes, like, when you see someone that even sees beyond what you're saying, and that has really been of like great value to me, because like there are like times when maybe I want to give up or this or that, and you'll just be like, no, there's still more. And everything. Yeah. So
and before we wrap this up, I must really also commend you. Like I would say that you don't believe in impossibilities. I learned from your dexterity. I learned from your granite-like commitment. You know what granite? How strong granite is. Like, you are so resolute. Like, you are so clear. It's like clarity comes to you with so much more ease. You know, when people are still praying for clarity, you don't necessarily need to pray. You're already moving. Like, you say, this is where I'm going. You get there. You're like, what next? What next?
Hey.
What next? So it's a grace that you have, really.
Thank
and for
you.
all you young ladies out
Thank
there,
you.
you're looking for a mentor, somebody that can get you off that can get your butt off the ground. This is your lady here, right here.
Oh my God.
Right here. Thank you, guys. See you on the next podcast. God bless you. Bye.